Hi people, me again obviously, Marino Ravenberg. As always, Andrew as usual. Yeah, as you can tell from the header, I am going to explore Barbatos' sphere. So essentially the dimension that he inhabits. He asked me to have a glass of water here, obviously based on the lunar correspondences. And my Crusader sword for good measure's sake, since he also is fond of weaponry and he has always like a longbow and other firearms with him of a classical antiquarial nature. And I'm in my backyard, the grapefruit tree that you guys have already seen. People that watch multiple of my videos have seen this decor or this background or setup before. Yeah, this was the best place because he also likes the outdoors. And the sun is setting. It's around like 6 p.m. in my location. The sun is going down, so I can't record this in my bedroom the way I usually do, or the way I had originally intended now. So yeah, I'm simply going to mind delve into his dimension in his sphere. I already know what it looks like, but I'm going to give you guys an idea on what Barbatos' dimension looks like. So yeah, let's go. I'll count down from 3 to 0, and when I count down, I will be in Barbatos' sphere. I will be in the plane, the astral plane that he inhabits. I will be in his spiritual domain. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. For starters, the plane is made up of nothing but water. He's lunar. I see mirror images of him almost everywhere. The plane is like a swimming pool with shallow water, shallow to mid-level water. Think of a swimming pool that is like the baths that you have for children, and the ones that are like 1 meter high for like teenagers, I think, or something like that, or older children between the ages of 10 and 12 or 10 and 14, you name it. That's what it looks like. The water doesn't really have a color, but in terms of the plane, it's dark. It can also be light, but rarely. It's generally speaking purely dark, as in lights out. And the moon is violet, one of the main colors that the moon corresponds to, other than silver and also blue, a certain shade of blue. So just purple in general, but violet purple. That's also one of the colors of the moon. And the violet casts a shadow, a violet shadow over everything. It's quite beautiful. It's really beautiful. And then you have these stepping stones, and he's sitting on one of them. But it's also, he's shrouded in darkness. I repeat, he's shrouded in darkness. I've already seen this, but I'm sharing it with you guys. I'm going to look at things in detail. And it's like a flat earth kind of situation. So it's a flat plane. And you do have 1 or 2 stepping stones that, generally speaking, his mirror images appear in randomly. Other than that, it's nothing but darkness. Again, it's like if the earth were flat and doesn't matter what direction you go in, you're going to fall off. And in every direction, I hear horrible monsters in the background. And I see shadows of giant serpents, so giant snakes fighting with each other. Quite horrific, like horror movie style. Think of snakes that are as big as Godzilla. That's essentially it. Okay, he says that snakes aren't his only animals that represent him. On a lesser occasion, they primarily represent him, but on lesser occasion, it's bears as well, wolves, foxes, any animal that is quick and that can obscure itself really well and yet also be visible when it wants to be. And yeah, that's essentially it. Up to a much lesser extent, worms like caterpillars, he says. He tells me to also say it in Dutch. The Dutch word for caterpillar is rups, R-U-P-S. So yeah, the kind that turns into a butterfly. Yeah, because I speak Dutch, yeah, obviously. Okay. Now, as for my transformation, FYI, the whole thing regarding his tattoo. Tattoo is already almost dry. This is because I was scratching it briefly earlier. It barely scratches or itches. Again, have a better look at it. it barely scratches or itches now. I mean, there's barely the need to scratch it, or it barely itches now. So my transformation is almost complete. My shoulder doesn't hurt anymore so much. Pain is almost gone. Like 10% remains. Stupid ants. Yeah. Yeah, and what else was I gonna say? I can drink his water a little. Just miscellaneous tap water. Yeah, his sphere. Again, show me Barbatos' sphere and show it to me in detail. Okay, now I'm seeing a big green snake coming up to me with red eyes. It's pointing its fangs at me, and it's wrapping itself around me. It's a big snake, and it essentially evaporated but within me. Again, based on my description of Barbatos, the earlier video, and the article where the first follow-up video, then yeah, all of that is understandable. Again, wait until the end screen or check the link in the description below if you want. If you haven't seen that video and you want to see what or you want to know what I'm referring to. What else is there in that plane? Nothing really. Those giant serpents fighting in the background with other monsters or similar, or with each other, are they're making the flat terrain tremble, and the water literally goes like this. Brrr. It's like a giant swimming pool. Think of a swimming pool that is acres, like 1,000 acres, honestly. And yeah, that's essentially it. When I look into the sky, I see a sky beam. I see a transparent dome first, and then I see a sky beam shooting up in the sky. Yeah, now the enhancements and the upgrades that I've made to my own clairvoyance make more sense now. Not that it didn't make any sense before, but now I understand it more. Because due to his energy being incorporated with mine, I have similar traits. I also have a beam emitting from my own astral body, and there are like mirror images of me just floating in the air around that beam, and the beam keeps getting bigger. And the snake that originally dissolved in the beam, that green snake, also got bigger to the point where it's like a freaking 10-meter anaconda. And yeah, in any case, that's it for Barbatos' sphere. That's it, and that's why he specializes in all the things that I already mentioned in my earlier articles and videos on him. I only have 2 articles, so yeah. Okay, Barbatos specifically deals with finding or uncovering that which is hidden. You know, that's his absolute specialty, other than just other lunar matters and things like other than just things of a lunar nature, honestly, and things of a so all things of an obscure or hidden nature. Because his sphere is also very much like that. It's essentially making visible what is not visible. And yeah, and as always, he says he used to be he used to be from the order of virtues, the angelic order of virtues. And that is all. So yeah, see you guys until next time. Bye bye. And vision.